welcome back to another one of my videos. On today's video, it's a bit of a strange one. So basically I've got to go over to Belgium and then down to Spain. It's going to be night shift, so we're probably not going to get a lot of the Spain, and then after the Spain we're going to Portugal for a reload. So yeah, stick with me and let's see how it goes.
Every day I'm sipping chemicals, choking on ammo, running from goals. Every night's another episode, I'm watching in slow-mo, changing the channel. Cause I don't wanna think about the past, but it was beautiful now that I'm looking back. Hell always feels like heaven. Love is a poison medicine. You can't get up till you get in. But you know I don't, you know I don't. I'll go without it.
So guys, that is us driven across Spain to the top side of Spain, and we've just arrived at the delivery. I didn't get much footage of this journey because obviously, like I said at the start, it was dark, so unfortunately I couldn't capture a lot. So really the video starts from here as we head into Portugal once I've delivered. So once the rain stopped, we were on the bay for a few hours, as you'll see in just a second. Once I got out, I managed to just get around the corner to park somewhere safe-ish overnight. Morning guys, so we're just currently down in Spain, heading into Portugal for a reload. I've just come to this place over here to get my trailer washed out. It's a bit of carnage at the moment because basically you've got to reverse back out onto the road, as you can see here. So there's just two lads that are just reversed out onto the road. Fucking cars, that car's just hit that back of that car. Yeah, it's mental. I've basically just spoken to the guy and he's just said to me to wait for this guy over here. He's going in first, and then yes, once I've done that, maybe his exhaust is a bit broken over there. Always love a good bit of excitement in the morning. Yeah, so on this trip so far we've ran down into Spain, that you would have seen previously in the video, and now we're just, yeah, like I said, look at this little whip. Cool little thing. We've just come off the motorway. Lovely spot. It's quite cold this morning. Got the flags in the window. So that's the trailer washed, and I'm just on the road. I'm just testing out, I've had a few bits of feedback regarding voiceovers, and they're saying that it's not as good as the actual sound. So I'm trying to use my phone. I'm hoping that because I've mounted it to the window now, that I should be able to use my AirPods and get a good quality sound. We are now heading towards Portugal. However, I do need to stop and top up the fuel in the me. I was like, no, it's fine. So sorry. So we'll see. It looks like I might actually have to go inside. Oh, it is a self-service one. This guy here is going to get his fuel for him. Does it actually say anywhere? It says no lorries. Hopefully the van driver goes first, and then we can do a little bit of a wiggle and go and get fuel. My only concern is I can't actually see AS24 little station. Just gonna get out and see if they have a sign. They take 24 as well, so let's go that side of the road. Let's go and do some sneaky stuff. There's no one's using the fuel station on the side of the road. over. I'm just going to go through the process. So we're going to go into the taco, go into places, go into begin place, and we're just going to scroll down until we find Portugal. I can't hold the camera still. There it is, and then we're going to press enter, and we're going to say change is saved, and then we're going to hit the road again. I've just stopped for a break at this Portuguese services. You snacks that end, little tiny shop. You've got really fresh food, souvenirs. So we're back. We've just come into Porto and in a bit of a moving over session at the moment, picking lanes, choosing the right way. Normally when I get to a big city I try and run both sat-navs, Google Maps and the lorry sat-nav, just to see if they're communicating with each other and making sure that they're not having any disagreements regarding bridges and that, and if I need to do anything I'll probably look at it a bit more, as in like zoom in the areas of what its problem is and why it's not leading me that way. So we're going around the coastal side of Porto. As you can see, it's very busy because apparently that's what this part of the world is like. So if I go quiet or anything, it's mainly because I'm just concentrating on trying not to crash. The other road, there was two options. Basically you could go around the coast side or inland, and the coast side was 1 minute longer but supposedly no traffic, which is already wrong. So yeah, basically see how we get on, tunnel through the traffic. Yeah, we've got 19 minutes to go. It's saying there's only 50 yards of traffic here. Hopefully my lane choice was good. It looks like it's stopped everything inside me. Normally in situations like this I try and go for the middle lane, because a lot of places in Europe don't have like slip roads for coming on and off, like they're just really short. So mainly the queues are when people are joining the fucking road, and they just cut out and cause absolute carnage. So we've basically, Sam's just updated and we've got 9 kilometres to go on this ring road around Porto. But not, the thing with the Europe, if you've not driven over here, it's the same, especially down in Italy. You can drive for hours and hours and you wouldn't see anyone. cars around here. There's like Part 3 Golf just coming on the motorway now. On the right, there's a red one. It's a GT TDI. There's very many of them. He's not going to undertake, should I say. That man's just slammed his brakes on. What we'll do is once this junction's come over, we'll try and move back over again. The traffic's not really red. The Golf's sort of hovering beside us, which is annoying. Back over in that lane. You'll probably see in a second that you'll notice that I'll move over and then it's absolutely carnage, and then we'll have to move over again. Because like I say, it seems to be at the junctions, they just come out of nowhere, and because the junctions are so short, there's no room for anyone to go anywhere. Sam's saying there's a speed camera where we're not doing anywhere near close to speed limit, which is decent because it's times like this you just got to appreciate where you are and you've got to look around. Like, people think European driving is all about seeing like places and you'll be like, oh yeah, you got to go to Porto. Well, I didn't really. I got to go around the outside of it on a ring road. Like, I didn't go in Porto. I didn't see it anywhere. Like, we're going to the delivery and then we're going back up to, I think it's called Braga at the top, Portugal, and then we're reloading there, the other half of the load, and then we'll be back into Spain today. So we've only been in Portugal for potentially 8 hours. But in my opinion, I do the driving because I like driving, so it's pretty good. Maybe we'll change his mind about coming off. I don't know if you guys saw that, whether he actually changed his mind about coming off or maybe we didn't let him over. We'll see what happens. See, they don't progress, they don't join the motorway, so it's not like the UK where you get the people who are, well, you get the same in the UK. I don't know what these lorries are doing because they're all just sort of hovering. Showing up red again. They're probably doing what I was saying a minute ago, how they just sit in that lane, because it's actually easier to sit in that lane than it is to not move over every 5 minutes. We're so close to the sea. So this collection we're going to is less than half a kilometre to the beach, but we haven't got time. We've got to collect here at 2 o'clock and then we've got to collect at the next one at 4 o'clock. So I'm hoping the collection's quite quick and then it'll be straight back on the road, straight back out, straight up to the other collection. We've had a break, cleared our card, so we've got 3 hours and 45 minutes driving left to do on this card. If they take a while, then I'll clear my card again while I'm on the bay. If they don't take a while, then at least I've got a clear card to carry on. If you guys saw that, it's quite a large graveyard on the right, which I'm finding are very strange because they don't seem to bury. I might be completely wrong, and if you know anything about it, please feel free to add a comment to this video. But yeah, from my understanding, they don't seem to bury their dead. They seem to put them in, I don't know, concrete sort of stone buildings and maybe like stack the coffins up. Not entirely sure. Don't you join me? Nice bridge that we're going over. We're going over a river now. I think to the right of us is the sea. It's got a wide angle. Let's see. So basically, we're just going over this big bridge, and on the right, I can just see all of out to the sea. There's a big harbour. It's so high up. Love the water as well. Porto is one of those countries I've always wanted. Not countries, sorry. One of those cities I've always wanted to come and see. We went to Lisbon, like I say, when we were in Portugal last year, and we didn't quite go up to Porto because we were staying right down the bottom of Portugal. So it was like, I think it's about 300 kilometres from Porto to Lisbon. So we did it in a day from the bottom. We did a lot of driving. We can't actually move over for this chap. Seen a lot of foreign lorry drivers from from places like Turkey. I've seen 2 of them. I've seen a truck I've never seen a plate for, but for Finland. I saw him earlier on. So all these people are going to be like me, and they're going to be stuck out at Christmas. But obviously the bloke from Turkey, hell of a way. He spoke to me at the fuel station. Quite good English, to be fair. But I suppose if you're travelling around from those parts of the world, like, English is going to be one of the languages you want to really know, and then it's a struggle, because I always want to know the languages that I go to the countries. But this week, in the last 4 days, I've been to Belgium, France, Spain and Portugal, so my simple brain can't do 4 languages, let alone English. So yeah, we're just taking it as it comes. Nice for anywhere else? Right. Where are we? Now 11 kilometres away from our collection. We're not going to get there as early as I wanted to get there. We're not going to get there until 5 to 2. Our collection time's at 2 o'clock. So that doesn't really leave us a lot of time for faffing around in regards to when I don't find the correct place. Then we'll be late, which is annoying, but that's all because we got held up a little bit at the wash place. We're taking this exit, so we're going to have to join this queue of traffic. There's a Christmas tree I see ahead. I've seen a few lights in Spain, but apart from that I haven't really seen anything Christmas related. I can imagine it's just like a weird sort of thing to celebrate when it's like, I always think of it being cold at Christmas and a bit of snow and that, whereas obviously here they're not going to get snow in this part. But yeah, it's a Christmas house, a BMW dealership and a Mercedes dealership. Nice cars in there. Anything that fancy. I need to try and get a camera that can slightly rotate so you guys can see stuff to the right of me as well. The sat-nav thinks we haven't come off because it's took us so long to get off, so that's sort of having its own little reroute session. There's something going on up here. So this is why I always like to try and allow an extra like half an hour or an hour at least before arriving to a delivery, because anything can happen like this. Like just this little broken down vehicle, I assume, has caused problems. Oh, it's a little Corsa. I had one of them as my first car. Mine was the newer one, and then I went back to that Corsa D. Opal, from my understanding in here, not a Right, so we're back on this road for 1.4 kilometres, and looks like we're keeping to the left. We should be getting quite close to the sea now. I can't quite see it on the sat nav yet. But we were when we went over that bridge. To see whether we actually run parallel with the sea. It looks like we went to Spain this year, and we stayed somewhere, can't actually remember the name of it, but it was right by the train track that basically ran all the way up the coast, and to get to the beach you have to go underneath the train track, and this place looks very similar to that, because it looks like the train line goes very close to the sea, and then there was a road that goes underneath. Well, I was on the street view having a look, and I couldn't work out how high the bridge was. There was no sign to say how high the bridge was, but there was also no sign saying no lorries or anything. But it's just one of those situations where I would have popped down and had a little look, but the last thing I want to do is be hitting a bridge. So I wish if we had a bit more time, we would have been able to jump on the scooter, got some use out of the electric scooter and ridden down to the beach and had a little nosy. But sometimes things don't work out the way you want it to work out. It's simple. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can hear me, unfortunately my phone decided that it was going to overheat in the phone holder, which isn't ideal, so that's just cooling down currently. Oh, the toll box did beep, so I'm assuming that means it's working then. We are 4 kilometers away and my phone is on a temperature issue. It says on the screen, temperature, iPhone needs to cool down before you use it. Not really what you want to be seeing. So I'll put you on the GoPro. Whether you can actually hear this, I don't know. We will try and see how it goes on. I'm going to put the phone in the fridge to cool down. That sounds like the most professional thing to do until we get there. So we're coming off at the next junction, it says. Slow down a little bit now. There's speed limits now, going back down to 80. Trying not to bore anyone, but like people have asked for a more speaking towards approach, like I said earlier on, so I'm just trying to sort of let everyone know what's happening without sounding competitive. So please let me know after this video is posted what you think. And that's something up there in the sky, I'm not very sure what that is either. So I'm hoping that when I did a video the other week, the GoPro didn't pick up the volume very well, but it was in a case. So I'm hoping that this time around it will pick up the volume a bit better because I've took it out of the case now. Come off the motorways now. It'll be the last 5 minutes, 2.5 kilometers seems to be that it's going to be on these little roads. It's always exciting. Take both lanes on this roundabout because I don't know the situation when we come off. If the GoPro footage turns out to be of better sound quality, then I'll probably use the GoPro because it's a lot easier. Ooh. That's the first traffic lights I've ever seen in Portugal. Go. Probably my own fault because I've had it in the window saying it's 15 degrees with the sun blaring down on it, videoing for half an hour. So what do I expect? Yeah, hopefully it cools the phone down. Traffic light, maybe round that one. I like countries like this because they also have a little traffic light down the bottom, so when you go too far, like I've just done, you can see down the bottom the traffic light, which is still currently red. Green. I'm assuming the little one down the bottom is for the car drivers, not for the use of me when I go slightly past the one at the top, but it still comes in handy. We're going to a fairly big company to collect, who have depots all over by the looks of what I've found on the internet. So I'm hoping that it's either going to be two ways. It's either going to be quite quick and we're going to be on the go, or we're going to be there for ages. So, supermarket there on the right. Obviously just overheated because it's just told me to turn left in 400 meters, whereas the lorry sat nav isn't. So we're going to carry on further down, I think, because it looks like the main entrance is on the far side. Green light, thankfully. One of those final destination moments ahead with the logs on the lorry. If we could get under that railway. Apparently we're going left here. Whether this is the right one, we'll find out. It looks like it on Google Maps. Just pull this guy quickly. It would be nice if we could park up here on the right hand side by this bin, and we could have got the scooter out, we could have ridden over to the there's a bit of waste there. I assume that's maybe the bins for these apartments. Oh, so we can't drive through car wash or MOT station or something. Too sure. It seems like it would have been a cracking place to park. Hopefully they're not queuing to go in. There it is, there's the company that we're collecting from, so we'll pull in and see what the dealio is. There's a gatehouse, but the barrier's up. We'll stop. So what we'll do is we'll get in. Most of these sort of places are go in, park up, and then head over to an office. So we'll see what happens. Park up. Nice over here. That's a lorry there, isn't it? We'll park up here and we'll wander and ask something. Hopefully the GoPro's worked, and hopefully my trailer is dry, because I've put it on +20, and I'm fingers crossed we can get loaded. Because if not, we'll park in here for the weekend, I reckon. Right, that's us in. Right then. I shall be back shortly. So we've just been in and seen the nice lady in the office. Bit of confusion, I think, but they worked it out and she told me to go on to bay 9. This load's got to be +2. My fridge is only 32 degrees, so I was trying to dry it out. So we'll see how well that goes. So what I'm going to do is back onto this bay. 9 is the one next to this guy. Not really a lot of room to do that. Suddenly, we're on my side. There's no metal bars on the floor, which I used to hate the idea of the metal bars, but at least with the metal bars you can actually get in line. Whether I had to do anything after I back onto the bay, so we'll just probably back onto the bay and sit tight. they just load me with no issues. But we'll see, wait for the light to change, which is up there. So I've done a CMR for this job, just a handwritten one myself, and that's always best to do when I find, because if you try and show them your phone, they're never really that interested. Whereas if you've got a CMR in front of you, whether they give you one of their CMRs afterwards, I don't think it really matters. I think it's more just it's a simple bit of paperwork that everyone understands, and it's easier to communicate. We've given them a CMR, they look it over, they know what they're looking at, rather looking at something on your phone that's in English. Like, they're just blank faced. But yeah, right, I'm going to sit tight here, get it on brake, and we'll see how long this takes. So there it is. That is the first collection done. We collected 4 pallets from here. The lady in the office didn't quite understand English. However, another guy came out of another office who deals with the international side, and fluent English. Like, I mean, you wouldn't, if he didn't have the accent, you wouldn't have thought he wasn't English. And yeah, we're on the go again. Can't see anything because he basically said, next time you come, he says, you must have rest here. And I was just like, oh, okay, why is that? And he said, 5 minutes walk to the beach. And I was just like, oh, I was like, I want to go to the beach. But he said, yes, next time. He said, you must. And then he's added another collection. So I've got 3 collections now together. So the other one is 20 minutes away, so we'll be going to that one now. And then we will load there, and then we will head back up to Brega to load the last one up there. And then he's telling me that it's okay to deliver in the UK at 10 o'clock on Boxing Day. So we'll have to see how that goes. Unfortunately, Brega isn't very close to the sea like Porto is, so we won't be parking anywhere decent tonight. But it might just be a long old chunk back to France, and then from when we get to France, basically we'll just have our 24 off over Christmas. I've got a couple of gammon steaks and some nice potatoes to go in the air fryer, pot of gravy. To get some vegetables from somewhere, hopefully get some fresh vegetables from down here maybe, and then I can cook myself some sort of roast dinner, which would be nice. But it looks, from when I was routing my sat nav, it looks like the road's shut, so there was a real quick route that we could have took, but unfortunately it's like shut, so we're going to have to go around. It's still only 20 minutes, which isn't too bad. Let's go have some water. Quite warm down here now. These traffic lights, lovely. All the red lights. He's given me another bit of paperwork as well, which clearly says how many pallets I'm meant to be collecting from each place. Even better. And what references to mention. For a win there. I've got my CMR completed, done another CMR for the next collection, and we just got to get there really. I'm hoping that we've got 4 pallets on, but the top 2 are really high and then the next ones are really low, so I'm hoping that they'll potentially move them off, because else we're going to have weird load, which could lead to problems down the road. This man in the van is pulling out. I think he just went straight across. I'm curious of what these are growing in the field. It's like farmland just in the middle of this town. It would have been really nice to be able to stop. We just don't have time. Let's flush this guy out. Oh, what's he doing? Is he turning out? it's way too big for that bike. I wonder if it's the same laws over here than it is in the Netherlands, where you can ride those things like with no number plates and stuff. It looks like it's got a belt on it, so it must be. I'm not sure, it just looks like a moped, but like a neglected moped. Probably won't overtake because there's more traffic lights down here. Bomb this hill now, won't he? Look at him go. Straight off the limo. I was talking to the bloke in there about living here, and he said it's really nice to live here. He said the weather is always nice. He just said the salary is just not good. He said a lot of us go to England to work to get a UK salary and then come over here. So that's obviously what you've potentially got to do if you wanted to live over here. I have looked into it to see if there's like jobs that I could possibly do that would put me over in Europe, because Europe is, in my opinion, a much nicer place to live than the UK. I'm not sure anyone would say about other places in Europe. There probably is rougher places. Apparently I'm taking the first exit here. Jesus, but we're not going to actually undercut him because we really want to get taken out on the roundabout. We're in that way. That was why we didn't want to do that, because the car did exactly what. No tractors, no cattle, no mopeds. 20 kilometres, 17 minutes. Hopefully the phone holds up a little bit better now, because the sun's sort of changed angle. It did not like that earlier on. It was proper hot. We're going to Espinho now. That area.
I'm watching in slow-mo, changing the channel, 'cause I don't wanna think about the past. But it was beautiful now that I'm looking back. Hell always feels like heaven. Love is a poison medicine. You can't get up till you get in. But you know I don't, you know I don't.
So that's it, we've just come off of the main road. We've got, say, 900 metres, but it seems to be that this must be where all the traffic is. Because I just looked from the side of from my window and I can see it's all queued all the way up where we need to go. Which is kind of annoying, but it still says that we're going to get there on time. We basically need to go right, and as you can see, everyone is queuing to go straight. So whether this guy in front of me, he's come off the motorway, so I'm assuming he's going right. Yeah, he's going right. So hopefully people just let him go. Oh, look at that little whip. So they're not going to let me go, because as soon as I go past this, I'm not going to be able to see. Issue of having a right-hand drive truck. So once you get up to the roundabout, you've got to wait back, and no one will ever let you go. Thank the guy over there. Just put you on wide angle so you can actually see a bit more. Oh, you got some Christmas decorations down here. We want the first exit. It's busy. Unless you want to go back over, hopefully, on this exit, because if not, that's going to be an issue. No zone sign on the right side there. The weather is warm right up now, 15 degrees. Straight over this one. This is the traffic I can see from the road on the right. And left on this roundabout. Where's he going? Where's he going? Come on, chap. It's fine, I don't mind. I'm coming. Okay, he doesn't care. Nice there, look at this. Cafe there, street food. Milkshake, now we're in a cold road. I'm hoping, because I've got some like tall pallets and some low pallets, they don't all fall over, because that would be rather annoying. So we're just going to take it steady down here. GNR, which I assume are the police maybe? Is that are you giving way to me? What is this? What is this? Let's just pretend that I have give way. Oh, look, another Citroen garage. Lots of cafes down here. Oh, there's actually a shopping mall there by the looks of it. Europe. It doesn't look very open though. It's very close. Let's bring it back to this. Okay, we have reached the destination. Where are we going? We're going here. No, that wasn't the shop. She come out and waved at me, which was always good. Oh, this place says it's a cash and carry. People don't like to slow down. Right, let's go in this one then. Oh, and these people are going to block. Oh, nice. This is a lot bigger entrance than the other one, so ideal. Really should probably park on this right hand side here and go and have a look. But I'm not going to, because I like a challenge. I'll guarantee as soon as I drive around this corner I'm going to reverse. Oh, there's no one around here. Interesting. That's a man there, so let's just park over here, I think. We should have parked on the right hand side of there, I reckon. Can't see any building that looks like an office, so what we'll do is we'll just wander up and speak to the man on the forklift. See how we get on. The inside waiting to get loaded. They just called me in from my cab because they needed. They've got really tall pallets. I don't know, you probably won't be able to hear me because I'm in the fridge. They have tall pallets and the hooks. I had to move all the hooks to the front to get them massively tall pallets in. We're still not sure whether they're going to fit. Might have to take the hooks out, which will be a nightmare. But we got 10 of these pallets apparently, not 11 like they said originally. So yeah, fingers crossed. She said we'll have to do some paperwork. We'll come back. And she left me to it. So that took ages. Basically it's now 5:30 and I got there at like 2:40. Pretty sure. We were basically just leaving. They were having a Christmas party. There was loads of cake and stuff. And yeah, it took ages. They were saying there was a problem, etc. Not ideal really, and now I don't know what we're going to do about the last collection, because the last collection was due to be collected. They shut at 6 o'clock and I'm not going to get there till 7:15, so that's going to be obviously an issue. And they shut for the weekend and for Christmas, so depends whether they're just going to let me run back with that or they're going to yeah, load me tomorrow or something. I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully this guy will move over slightly for me so we can get out. Yep, that's me. from the office now, so I'll be able to let you know shortly. So, spoken to the office, they have said that they've spoken to the customer and they know that I'm running late, and they're hopefully going to stick around, because if they don't stick around, then we're screwed. So we're just going to get out of this place, get on the road, get up to the collection, get loaded tonight, probably park up outside, because by the time we mess around, we'll still go round the outskirts of Porto. Probably won't get a lot of footage because obviously it'll be all dark. But yeah, I feel like traffic's got all that little cafes open now. Could have gone with some food. It's indicating, so where we're going. All the traffic's gone, look at that! Perfect. The only good thing about hanging around for ages. So yeah, fingers crossed, we can get loaded. Bit of a nightmare, that. Last thing we want now is, no one indicates in this country. The last thing we want now is, oh shit, he was indicating. Said that, I said he wasn't indicating, and then straight away he was indicating, and it was the GRN. So, that's probably why he was indicating. Oh look, all the Christmas lights are on now. Hopefully we don't have to go left at this next roundabout where all that traffic is. Oh, there's more police there as well. Right there, we're indicating there, going that way there. I wouldn't mind really staying down here for the weekend. It seems like there's quite a lot to do. She was very talkative in there, and they were all wishing Merry Christmas and all this sort of stuff, which was all nice. I'm currently not going to make it back for Christmas, and yeah, they give me free cake, trying to give me pork. I was like, no, sorry, I'm driving. So managed to. The issue with these places is you never get around the roundabouts. Where are you going? I'm just going to pull out on this. Oh, why did you do that? Okay. Maybe I let me out and then the other guy stopped. That wasn't very helpful. They're all queuing for whatever's up there. I don't know what goes up there. We're going up here. Onto the A1 one, isn't it? I wonder if that says Merry Christmas in Portuguese. This is something festivus. What name do we need to do? I'm still not sure how these work. I've basically been going in the ones without the toll booth barrier, so it can't actually go down at all. It's still not beeping, so not sure. Might get in trouble for that. We'll find out. We want the Porto lane. We're going to park over there for the weekend on the right. Yes, we'll head up, see how far. Looks like it's a nice sunset over there. It's weird because it was still, when I left the UK and it was like this sort of time, it was pitch black, whereas obviously it's still 5:30 and we're back on UK time now. However, it's definitely not pitch black, which is really nice because I don't like the dark. It's nice to be when it's dark and you've got loads of lights and stuff on your truck, but this truck hasn't got any at the moment, so oh, the traffic seems to telling me I've got loads of traffic jams, but actually telling me that I'm going to get there quicker than I was originally going to get there. So we'll see how we get on, and then we'll probably catch up with you guys once we're at the delivery, because yeah, like I said, it's getting darker now, so there's not really going to be a lot that I'm going to be able to catch on film. If I see anything, I'll pop back on. See you in a bit.